Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so you never miss any of our empowering content. Today, we're delving into a powerful topic that can transform the way we navigate life's challenge, the power of not reacting. Reacting impulsively to situations can lead to unnecessary stress and regret. By learning to respond thoughtfully, we can take control of our emotions and foster a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Segment 1, Understanding Reactive Behavior. Reacting impulsively to situations is a natural response rooted in our evolutionary survival instinct. When faced with threat, our fight or flight response kick in, triggering rapid reaction to protect ourselves. While this instinct served our ancestors well in life-threatening situations, it may not always be suitable for navigating the complexity of modern life. Understanding reactive behavior is the first step in harnessing the power of not reacting. In the fast-paced and high-stress world we live in, it's easy to fall into the trap of reacting without much thought. Reactivity can manifest in various ways, from snapping at a coworker during a tense meeting to engaging in argument with loved ones over trivial matters. These reactive responses often lead to escalated conflict, increased stress, and damaged relationships. By becoming aware of our reactive tendency, we gain the opportunity to break free from this automatic mode and take control of our emotional response. Recognizing our reactive pattern involves cultivating self-awareness. Through self-reflection and introspection, we can identify triggers that prompt impulsive reaction. It may be certain people, specific situations, or unresolved emotions from the past that fuel our reactivity. By acknowledging these triggers, we can develop strategies to manage them better. It's essential to remember that reacting doesn't mean we lack self-control, it's merely a learned behavior that we can unlearn and replace with more constructive response. The power of not reacting lies in the space between the stimulus and the response. When we pause before reacting, we create a valuable moment for conscious decision-making. This pause allows us to evaluate the situation objectively, consider the potential consequences of our action, and choose a response that aligns with our value and goal. Taking a step back before reacting also gives us an opportunity to view the situation from a different perspective, fostering empathy and understanding. As we develop the habit of pausing, we gradually reduce the grip of reactive behavior on our lives, replacing it with thoughtful and intentional response. Segment 2, Cultivating Mindfulness. Cultivating mindfulness is a powerful tool in mastering the art of not reacting impulsively. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware of our thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judge. By training ourselves to be more mindful, we develop the capacity to observe our reaction as they arise, creating a gap between the trigger and our response. This gap provides us with the space to make a conscious and intentional choice about how we want to react to a situation. Practicing mindfulness involves being in the present moment without getting entangled in regret about the past or worry about the future. Mindfulness can be cultivated through various techniques, such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, or mindful eating. Regular mindfulness practice helps us become more attuned to our emotional landscape and gain insight into our habitual pattern of reactivity. It helps us become more familiar with our emotions and sensations, empowering us to respond to life's challenge with greater clarity and composure. In the context of not reacting impulsively, mindfulness enables us to recognize the initial sign of reactivity, such as increased attract or a surge of anger, before it takes over our action. By acknowledging these cues, we can consciously choose how we want to respond rather than being carried away by our automatic reaction. Mindfulness helps us disentangle from the grip of strong emotions, giving us the freedom to make more constructive and balanced decisions. As we strengthen our mindfulness practice, we begin to experience increased emotional regulation, reduced stress, and improved overall well-being. The more we cultivate mindfulness in our daily lives, the more natural it becomes to navigate challenge with a calm and centered mind, fostering healthy relationships and a greater sense of personal empowerment. Segment 3, Taking Charge of Emotion. Taking charge of our emotions is a fundamental aspect of harnessing the power of not reacting impulsively. Emotion are a natural part of the human experience, and they play a vital role in shaping our response to various situations. However, emotion can also be intense and overwhelming, leading us to react impulsively without considering the consequences. To prevent a knee-jerk reaction, it's essential to develop emotional intelligence and learn how to manage our emotions effectively. Emotional intelligence involves understanding and recognizing our emotions, as well as empathizing with the emotion of others. By increasing our emotional awareness, we become better equipped to identify our trigger and gain insight into why certain situations evoke strong emotional response. Recognizing this trigger allows us to prepare ourselves and implement strategy to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Moreover, learning to manage our emotions involves finding healthy way to process and express them. Emotions are valuable messengers that provide insight into our need and desire. Instead of suppressing or denying our emotions, we can learn to listen to them and express them constructively. This might involve talking to a trusted friend or seeking professional help to gain perspective and support. By addressing our emotions in a healthy way, we can prevent them from building up and driving us to reactive behavior. Taking charge of our emotions also means learning to regulate our emotional response. This requires practice and self-discipline. Techniques like deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or taking a short walk can help us calm our nervous system during emotionally charged situations. When we regulate our emotions, we create a sense of balance and inner stability, allowing us to respond to challenge with greater resilience and poise. As we develop our emotional intelligence and regulation skill, we become more in tune with our inner self, fostering healthy relationships and enhancing our overall well-being. Segment 4, The Power of Pause. In the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, it's easy to react quickly to the challenge that come our way. However, incorporating the power of pause can be a game changer in our ability to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. The power of pause refers to taking a momentary break before reacting to a situation, allowing us to gather our thoughts, emotions, and intentions. This momentary pause provides us with a precious window of opportunity to choose how we want to respond, rather than being driven by instinctive reaction. The pause doesn't need to be lengthy, it can be as simple as taking a deep breath or counting to 10 before speaking or taking action. This brief intermission allows us to disengage from our automatic impulse and create space for mindfulness. As we become more adept at pausing, we find ourselves responding from a place of greater clarity, empathy, and wisdom. The power of pause is especially beneficial during emotionally charged situations or conflict. When we feel overwhelmed by intense emotions like anger or frustration, reacting impulsively can escalate the situation and lead to regrettable outcomes. By pausing, we can prevent our emotions from hijacking our response and choose a more measured and compassionate approach. The power of pause empowers us to break free from the grip of reactivity, providing us with a moment to access our best self and make choices that align with our value and long-term goal. Over time, pausing becomes a habit, and we find ourselves naturally responding with grace and poise in even the most challenging situations. Segment 5, Embracing Empowered Response. Embracing empowered response is the ultimate goal of mastering the power of not reacting impulsively. When we respond from a place of empowerment, we are in control of our action and emotion, rather than being driven by external circumstances. Empowered response are characterized by thoughtfulness, empathy, and a genuine desire to find constructive solutions. Instead of reacting in the heat of the moment, we take the time to assess the situation, consider the perspective of others, and choose the most appropriate course of action. Embracing empowered response requires a commitment to personal growth and self-awareness. It involves recognizing our trigger, emotional pattern, and area for improvement. By working on ourselves, we become better equipped to navigate life's challenge with wisdom and resilience. Moreover, empowered response are not about suppressing emotions, they are about channeling them in a way that benefits ourselves and those around us. By embracing our emotions and using them as valuable tools for understanding our need and value, we can respond with authenticity and integrity. Empowered response also cultivates relationship. When we choose to respond fully instead of reacting impulsively, we foster trust, respect, and open communication with others. Empowered response create an environment where conflict can be resolved constructively, and misunderstanding can be cleared with empathy and compassion. As we continue to practice empowered response, we inspire those around us to adopt a similar approach, creating a positive ripple effect in our family, workplace, and community.